All right, I am here. Shabbat Shalom, beautiful people. I have two dreams that I've had recently that the Father's just been pushing me to share that I have not shared. So I need to get on my job and share them. So the first dream, I actually had another dream last night, which was pretty intense. Not sure if the Father wants me to share it yet. But if he does, I will jump back on here and share it. So the first dream that I had, which was back on the 22nd of last month, was I was walking in a local neighborhood with my mom, and we were discussing like the houses and how they looked, you know, how small they were in relation to the price, because for anybody who knows anything about California is extremely expensive, not only for the housing market, just for everything in general. So we were discussing that, and we were also discussing the demographic of the area, because anybody who isn't from here, a lot of people are under the misconception that California is a very liberal place, but it's actually quite segregated, and based on economic class, but also based on race. We were discussing those things, the demographic of the area, the houses, things like that. There are certain areas that you really wouldn't consider worth the money that they charge for them, but they are that expensive to keep them predominantly white, for example. There are certain areas that are like that, like Culver City and things like that. Certain pockets of West LA are like that. And then also have a racist history and background with policing and things of that nature. So, and just redlining and all those sorts of things. So we were discussing those things, and how close the houses were together. A lot of these areas, some more so than others, the lots are very small. Let's say it has like a large house, so it also means you don't have a backyard. So the backyard looks like what it would on a townhouse, like this little strip of land or something. Most of the time it's not even grass. It's like a little concrete patio, if you could even call it that. And but you have like a nice house or something. So we were discussing those things. And we were walking together back to the car, and I noticed a spirit following us. And when I took out my wallet with a lot of cash in it, so for some reason the wallet was like full of money, like full, like it was like this big, and it was just stuffed full of cash, like hundreds. And with a lot of cash in it, and one in one hand, and my phone and camera in the other hand. So I put the wallet on a certain place on the car, which was like a truck, like a flatbed kind of truck, and I started to take photos. The spirit showed up in each of the photos. I took two. The spirit then became attached to the car, and unbeknownst to me, so I didn't realize the spirit had attached itself to the car when I was taking the photos, but it had. Later that evening, when we were back at home, it was very windy outside. So you know how you hear like the wind blowing, and it's kind of blowing things around the street. Like sometimes it'll knock over trash cans, or cause like branches to hit up against your window or something like that. So you're, at a certain point, you kind of stop paying attention to the noise that you're hearing because you account it all to the wind. So that's what I did. I ignored most of the noises I heard outside because of the wind, but I kept hearing my car doors open and close over and over again. So I got up to look out the window, and they were opening and closing by themselves. So something said, "Look at the photos you just took of the car." So I went into my phone and I began to review those photos. And I found the spirit in each one of the photos. I then went out to the car and began to close the car doors that were open. But every time I did, another would open. So to give you a better visual, I'm like walking around the car. So on this side, the two car doors are open. So I close those, and as I'm walking, the other two open. So I close those, and the other two open. And then I close those, and the other two open on the other side. So that happened for a while. I eventually got frustrated and fed up. I began to rebuke and cast out the spirit with full power of the Holy Spirit. The wind got stronger and stronger, and the doors were opening and closing faster and faster, almost like what you would see in like I guess like a ghost movie or something like that, when or like, I don't know if you compare it to, I don't want to compare it to like The Exorcist or anything like that, because it wasn't like possession, but it was like as I was rebuking and casting the spirit out, it was like trying to fight back against it. So the doors were like boom, 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 like opening, closing by themselves. And I'm just walking around the car with my hands out, and I'm just, casting them out, loudly, like yelling. And the wind is like, it's almost like the wind was on my side. It's like the wind was kicking up to help, kind of thing. I know that may sound strange, but like what I was doing was strengthening the wind, or making the wind blow stronger. Okay. And I began to, circle the car, lift my voice and hands to the Father and the Son while rebuking this thing. That is where the dream ended. So, for that, I have the interpretation, which I got from my mom because she has the gift of dream interpretation. So, give me a sec, let me grab it. Okay, here's the interpretation of the dream via my mom. So, her dream is letting her know that the things that are to come, about the things that are to come, there will be more and more spirits that will be pronounced, that you will be able to see and identify, that you will be able to stop, cast out, and bind. And Erica Doshore will help you. Through knowledge and the Holy Spirit, your powers will increase. Okay, so for any of you that got to watch my videos on the books of remembrance, the Erica Doshore are referenced in each of those books. They are, in essence, angels of the Mashiach, and they're like the angel of wind, water, different elements like that, and they're called elements of righteousness, and we're meant to be able to use them and call upon them. The Father gives us authority over these things. So, you guys should definitely look into that. I've done a quick kind of synopsis of them, but there's nothing like reading them for yourselves. Those books are amazing. I've finished 2 of them so far. The Father has directed me to read another book right now. And then I will go back into, reading the rest of them. Kind of waiting for one of them to come out that I'm super interested in, which is the Book of Remembrance of Melchizedek. When that one is released, it's supposed to be released this year, hopefully. So yeah, definitely look into that. And, as with everything, take everything to the Father. But know that we are coming into a time where more and more spirits are being released upon the earth as we are in the end. And it is, we're entering into the days of Noah. Because the coming of our Mashiach is very nigh. So, we need to be diligent and steadfast in seeking the Father. And, making sure that we, seek after Him with our whole hearts. Ask Him to increase our understanding, so that we are not left blind in these times, and that we're not, misled or deceived or double-minded in any way, shape, or form. So I do, encourage each and every one of you to continuously diligently seek the Father, because He's a rewarder of those that diligently seek Him. And He will protect you, and He will increase your knowledge. And He did say that, knowledge would, in the end, that knowledge would abound, and knowledge is abounding right now, but only for those who are truly seeking after Him and who are seeking more knowledge of Him. If you're, complacent and you say, well, I know all there is to know about the Father, or, there is nothing more to know than what is contained in the Bible, then, then that's the knowledge that you'll have. That's the limit of your knowledge. But you should never put our Father or the Mashiach or the Holy Spirit into a box, thinking that all that can be contained about Him is in that one book. Our Father is infinite. Not even this universe can hold Him. So what makes you think one book can hold all knowledge of Him? Don't delude yourself, and don't get wrapped up in religion, because, in my opinion, all religion is folly. Our purpose and our true design is to seek after our Father and have a true and created, and our true and created purpose is to seek after the Father and have a true relationship with Him, a personal relationship with Him, not based on any religion, just based on, being led of the Holy Spirit, having a relationship with the Mashiach, having a relationship with the Father, seeking knowledge of Him, where we may find it and where we're led to find it. So I am going to go ahead and record the second dream now, and I encourage you all to continue to seek, continue to look, continue to find, because the Father is all around us, and He's excited to share Himself with us, to allow us to go, allow us to have a deeper understanding of Him. He wants that for us, and it's all about what our desires are. He's not going to force Himself on us. He's not like that. So if it's not something that you want, or if your heart isn't truly open to knowing Him, then of course He's not going to give that information to you. Why would He? So I hope you guys have a wonderful Shabbat evening. I will see you in a minute with my second video. Okay.